Good evening. Let me send this warning to ZANU PF. Just like in the days of Noah, a day is going to come when it's going to start raining in Zimbabwe. It will look like an ordinary rain, but it's going to get stronger and stronger, more and more intense. It becomes a flood, and there will be no place to hide, for even the mountains are going to be swallowed by the waters. A day is going to come when things are going to be very difficult for ZANU-PF. Right now, it may appear as if Zimbabweans are begging ZANU-PF for freedom. A day is going to come when we will not be begging ZANU-PF for freedom, but rather ZANU-PF will be begging for freedom from the Zimbabweans. The advice is clear. Just like when Noah was building the ark and told people to come inside the ark before the rain starts. But because you don't believe that there's anything called rain, ZANU-PF does not believe that it can be taken out of power. It cannot, because it believes that Britain intends to keep it in power to destroy Zimbabwe. Listen here, Britain is not God. King Charles is not God. Even the United States is not God. When I say God is coming to Harare, I'm not talking about Joe Biden. God. God will do what God is going to do using whatever means necessary. And there's no man who can stop it. If you say, King Charles is our friend, God won't use King Charles. If you say, the Chinese are our friends, God won't use the Chinese. If you say, Joe Biden has got an understanding with us, God won't use Joe Biden. Whoever you put your trust in, God won't use that one. Because He is the Lord. He will lose whoever is going to be willing to listen to do what the Spirit of God says they must do on that day. And on that day, ZANU-PF will be extremely humbled. Extremely humbled, and they will not be able to be as arrogant as they are right now. I've been listening to the speeches of the President, Emerson Mnangagwa. So very arrogant. He speaks as if everything is okay in Zimbabwe. He does not point out the problems that the country has. He believes that Zimbabwe will go forward under the revolutionary leadership of ZANU-PF. What is so revolutionary about this regime? Absolutely nothing. And by the way, him and the thugs around him, they speak out knowing very well that no one is going to do anything to us. They know very well that the people don't believe any nonsense that they are spewing out of their mouths, but they know that they do believe that nothing can be done to them, and they believe that they have got all their they've got everything covered. But there's one thing that they have not recognized. It is Jehovah. You can pay off Chamisa, you can pay off the British with 3.5 billion or whatever, you can pay off the Chinese and the Russians, you can even pay off the Americans. But you cannot pay or silence the Holy Spirit when He chooses to arise and set His people free. That is where you get it wrong. Mr. E.T. talks about the country being belonging to, speaks about old time Madzinza, these ancestors. Now, the ancestors will not be able to defend you against the glory of Jehovah. They will not. A few days ago, I had to listen to Emrakashi, who was told about God. Somebody spoke to this Rakashi about God, and this lady became so arrogant, saying that we only know Mbwanihanda and our ancestors. We don't even care about this God of the Bible. Who is He? What is He gonna do to us? We don't care about Him. Blah 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 blah. And I was laughing because it is this God that you don't care about, that God of the Bible, that shall take you out of power. Eat him ZANU-PF. Just like this. God is showing me that now. That He's gonna do like this. So wabona umuntu uma elabhula impukane efileyo or icockroach elifileyo, just do like this. That's what God is going to do to ZANU PF. God is going to do that to ZANU PF one of these days. And it will be on a day when Mnangagwa doesn't think that it is possible. On a day when Mnangagwa is elated, his hopes are so high that he has defeated all the dissenting voices or disagreeing voices around the country. After all those voices have failed, the glory of God is going to come to Harare. And there's going to be a huge difference. We shall see things that we have never seen before. Things that will make people celebrate. Inka Mwari aripo. Mwari has been talking, but you chose not to listen. The Lord has been sending not only me, but many prophets have been prophesying in Zimbabwe concerning ZANU PF and its days being numbered, and that they must allow God to do what God needs to do. But ZANU PF in its arrogance keeps on refusing. Now I'm feeling now in my spirit that I must not beg ZANU PF anymore. Okay. Or try to sweeten the deal for ZANU PF to set the people free, because I've realized that they will never set people free according to their own will. They will only set people free by the force of Jehovah. God will have to move and force ZANU PF out of power. Yeah, and that you always say ZANU PF will never reform itself out of power. That is true. They will never reform themselves out of power. But Jehovah is going to remove ZANU PF out of power by his own power and authority. And you will know what I mean on that day. Right now, you won't understand. Even the people that are listening, that's why no one takes me seriously. Because nobody understands what I'm talking about. It's not physical. In fact, it's because it's not carnal. The things that I speak are not carnal, they are spiritual. If they were carnal, everybody would be believing what I'm saying. But it's because these are spiritual things and they are hidden on top of that. On top of that, they are hidden. And they are hidden in plain sight. It's amazing how God operates. They're actually hidden, but in plain sight. But a day is going to come when ZANU PF will be severely injured by Jehovah. And they will be injured by something that they never thought was possible. And I keep on telling you what it is. It is the God that you keep on ignoring, or ZANU PF. The God who keeps on telling you what to do and you are refusing. He sends this one, you kill. He sent Itai Tamara, you kill. He sends that other one, you kill. He says, Mokin Swangirai, you do whatever I want to do with him. And this time around, God will calm himself. And he will crush you, ZANU PF. He will crush you, Itim Nangab. It will be enough of these videos that are making, trying to get you close by, trying to get you to understand, so that we can build a future for Zimbabwe together. But you are still refusing. You are still refusing. You are still being arrogant. On that day, the strong men will be humbled. Have a great evening.